A day in my life as a comedian. I've been doing comedy full-time for about a year now, and ever since I quit my 9-to-5, I've had to figure out how to readjust my day to better fit my schedule. Side note, I really feel like I need some throw pillows for my new bed to make it feel finished, but I think if I brought any more pillows into this house, my husband would probably move out. I think this is a debate that every married couple has. Currently, in my household, I am losing the debate, but I will keep you posted on that. Moving on, I start my morning with a cup of coffee because I am an addict. Obviously, I spill because I am the klutziest person in the world, and so I have to clean that up. And then also, I am obsessed with water, which sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but I genuinely drink so much water. This is my gallon water bottle that I drink 2 of every day. It's like, oh, you're a Stanley girl? Well, I'm a gallon girl. So I get my beverages and I make it into the living room for my favorite morning tradition, coffee and crosswords, which is a bit of a misnomer because we do all of the New York Times games. Yes, in the year of 2024, I am still doing the Wordle, like everyone obsessed with connections, although whoever is putting together the purple question is out of their mind. I refuse to do car brands without a letter anymore, but my favorite always has been, always will be the crossword. Clearly, I am not awake yet, but that's why this is a very important part of the day to get me started. And then obviously I call my mom and we talk about literally nothing for probably a half an hour until it's finally time to get to work, which is the crux of this video. What does a day of work look like for a comedian? Well, that's a good question because no 2 days look the same because there are so many different kinds of things that I'm doing. I always plan out my week or my day to try and keep things straight. Obviously, this is color coordinated. So today I started with editing. I don't have a video editing background. I'm not professionally trained, completely self-taught, but I have to say it is probably my favorite part of the process. I firmly believe that comedy happens in the edit. I spend so much time perfecting those edits and clearly very little time perfecting my posture while I do it. I look like a gremlin. Comedy is all about timing, so whether a joke lands or not, I think can honestly come down to one singular frame. And then I remembered I needed to film something that I wanted to go live today, so I went out to film some content. This was just a promo for my merch that I've made, so it's much easier to film this than it is a sketch video. So I got this one done pretty quickly. Then I decided I needed a break from working already. Making my lunch is like my prime listening to podcast time, so I feel like I'm still using my brain even though I'm really just chopping vegetables. I eat eggs probably 5 days a week. Yes, I am concerned for my cholesterol. Thank you very much. Clearly, I'm struggling to do very basic tasks here.
So what happens when you try to make an aesthetic video? Your bagel doesn't actually fit in your toaster, so.
Water bottle that makes me look like an infant. And then I finish off the meal with everything but the bagel seasoning, and I am absolutely obsessed with ketchup. And I know that ketchup on eggs can be a very divisive concept, but ketchup goes on everything, and it especially goes on eggs, and I actually can't eat eggs without ketchup, but it does have to be Heinz ketchup. Get out of here with any of your off-brand ketchup. Then I spent some time running my stand-up set, and yes, that is a plastic old-fashioned microphone that I use unironically. Last year, my mom threw me a Marvelous Mrs. Maisel themed bridal shower, which was so much fun, and this was part of the decor, and now I walk around the house talking into it like a child playing make-believe, but honestly my job basically is playing make-believe, so it works. This bulletin board is where I'm building my new hour of material. Each post-it note is a different joke, and so I rearrange them, I add, I subtract as I'm figuring out what goes together in my new set. I need another coffee for the second half of the day because once again I am an addict. This time I opt for a little iced action and I move into the kitchen for a change of scenery, and then I get to writing. I would say that the majority of my work is writing, whether that's writing jokes, I write screenplays, I write ideas for my sketches. It really is the crux of everything I do, but predominantly it is the crux of my stand-up. Stand-up comedy is a written art form. Every day my relationship with writing is different. Sometimes it feels like pulling teeth, like I'm just staring at a blank page and no words are ever gonna come out. But on other days, it truly just flows out of me. It's almost like I'm not even thinking and the words are just writing themselves. And that's kind of the magic of a creative career, is that every day is different and sometimes you just have to follow where your brain is taking you. Tonight I had a couple of spots in the city, so I had to shower, dry my hair, get ready to be on stage. And at this point, I am almost done with my water bottle, and it is only 3 p.m. So like I said, I really do drink a lot of water. Before I left the house to go to my shows, I did a little work from phone, as I like to call it, which is the influencer-y part of my job, posting content, interacting with comments, doing community management. And then I am off to work at 5 p.m. Did some more editing on the train, and of course I had to charge my phone because I'm chaotic and I'm always running on 25%. 100%. Grabbed yet another coffee, but that's only because I knew I was going to be out until like 11 or later on shows, so I did need a little extra energy boost, and not spilling this coffee on my white t-shirt was an Olympic sport. But I did it, guys, and made my way to my first spot at New York Comedy Club. It was a really fun show. A lot of my favorite comics were on it. Got to hang out with some friends. I did not take any footage of myself on stage because I forgot. And then by the time I left that club, it was dark out, but I still had like 45 minutes before my next spot, so I decided to walk down to St. Mark's Place. So obviously I called my mom again just to shoot the shit while I was on my walk. This time my dad joined the call on speakerphone, and then I ended the night at St. Mark's Comedy Club with one more set. It's always a fun vibe down here because it's St. Mark's Place, and if you've ever been on St. Mark's Place, you know that there is just an energy to that street, and that energy comes into the room. So after that, I went home and went to bed because I was exhausted, and then tomorrow will look entirely different, but that's a day in my life as a comedian.